The Western Conference Semifinals, Game 1. The Thunder were dominant in round 1, able to advance in just 5 games. But the real test starts now, as a new challenger awaits in the series opener against the San Antonio Spurs. The opening game of the conference semifinals, up next.
Two survivors in the West meeting here in the conference semifinals, Game 1. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Cason Wallace. Then it's Lou Dort. Then there's Isaiah Hartenstein. And it's Mobley in at the 4 spot. And for the Spurs, outside, the wings are Vassell and Barnes. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. And it's Paul in at the point guard position. Barnes against Dort. Out to the right wing. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. This team has been cruising through these playoffs. Just 1 loss so far.
Yeah, they've ripped through the postseason thus far, arguably playing their best basketball of the season. That's what you want this time of year.
Pass to Sohan. Barnes screen on Mobley. Here's Sohan. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Oklahoma City. Mobley finds Wallace. From beyond the arc and then some. Wallace has got his second bucket tonight.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary. Even more difficult to defend.
Yeah, if you can hit that with regularity, it opens up the floor so much more.
Wembanyama passes to Paul. Wembanyama sets a screen for Paul. Good on the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shoot.
In the air and down hard. Woo!
Oh, stop.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Paul, no one around him. A 3-pointer, no good. The Thunder have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. It's Gilgeous-Alexander with the drive. And that one, good.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich and I talked for a few minutes. So for much of the brief time I had with him, he was talking about Evan Mobley. He said this kid is not a kid. This is a mature big man who affects all aspects of the game at both ends. But in particular, he's worried about Mobley's defensive presence and his ability to guard every position on the floor. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And the first one drops. Barnes hits them both. The Thunder have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Out to Wallace. Shoots over Vassell. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
San Antonio trailing here. And it's all evened up. Sohan's got his second basket of the game.
Well, that's where Sohan flourishes. He likes to take his work inside.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Thunder shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. First one falls.
And this guy just does everything. Scores, passes, good rebounder. Just an all-around terrific basketball player.
Castle's checked in for the Spurs. Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. A different look for Oklahoma City. Williams, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Williams comes in for Dort. And it's Alex Caruso in for Wallace. Here's Paul. Shakes him. Pass to Sohan. Taken away by Williams. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Cuts off the pass. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Wembanyama. And off the front, and in it goes.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Over in the corner, Caruso. And the 3 off target. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for San Antonio. Ball looking over the floor. Pass to Sohan. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Castle. Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 1. And, of course, Victor Wembanyama.
And whether it's been attacking off the bounce or pulling up, both these guys have been lighting it up. Known for his strong defense, Castle is someone any coach would love to have. He is a hard-working rookie.
San Antonio making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Here's Mobley. And the rejection by Wembanyama. A nice shot by Sohan. Sohan's got 6.
The shots are certainly falling for him here in the early stages.
Mobley wide open. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. They're the Spurs with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Sohan, the pass to Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Here's Mobley. Again, Mobley missing. Spurs leading by 6. Wembanyama passes to Sohan. Paul for three. A rebound by Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Mobley misses.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Paul. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a two. Wow! Huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we welcome you back to 2K Sports coverage of the Western Conference Semifinals. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
Thunder trailing by 6. On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. In the backcourt, we'll see Gilgeous-Alexander and Caruso. Williams is out there with Williams, and it's Mobley in at the 3 slot.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Johnson outside. Rebound by Williams.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Caruso kicks to Williams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's a great finish!
Oh, my.
Oh, now that hurts the defense there. Stylish move by SGA.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Vassell against Caruso. Up top, Vassell. Nothing on the board. Here's Castle. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Thunder trailing by 4. There's Williams with the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Yeah, not only is Caruso unselfish, he just has a great feel for the game.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. A different look for Oklahoma City. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Williams. Dort comes in for Mobley. And Wallace subbed in for Alex Caruso. So it's San Antonio now. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Dort against Vassell. Shoots over Dort. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Yeah, and that mid-range shot is really Vassell's primary weapon.
The shot by Williams, no good. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the Spurs. It's a three-point game. Barnes can't get it to go. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Buries the long-range jumper.
How about the floor awareness by Gilgeous-Alexander? Solid at just spotting his open teammate.
Pass to Vassell. Here's Castle. There's the pick. Down low. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Count the basket.
At 6'3", 215 pounds, Dort is a wrecking ball when moving downhill. A little contact is not going to deter him.
Ball's not loose. Pass to Bassie. All up top. Shoots over Dort. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Paul's got 5.
You gotta love how decisive Paul is. Phenomenal at making those fast, effective decisions.
Hits it from three-point range.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession. Well, his percentage keeps going up. He's adapted to what the defense is showing him.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Pass to Bassie. Vassell outside. Here's Castle. Ball is covering. Williams with the block. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And look at Paul's focus. He is completely locked in on his shot.
Here's Wallace. Again, Oklahoma City.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Bassie. Thunder with the rebound. Outside, Dort. Here he goes. Out of the rafters. He punched it in.
You kidding me?
How's that for a show? Dort looking like he wants to be in the dunk contest with slams like that.
All up top, Gilgeous-Alexander cover. Paul's shot is off.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Well, keeping his eyes up. Coaches love to see that kind of anticipation.
Spurs trail by 4. Here's Castle. Barnes outside. And he's good on the 3-ball. Barnes has got 5.
You like to see Castle creating opportunities for his team.
Hartenstein with the screen on Paul. He nails the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
Yeah, really a perfect way to finish that quarter on a strong, positive note.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Greg Popovich.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums. They're thinking about the shot.
Greetings, one and all.
Playoff atmosphere, hostile environment, man. They're handling the pressure, putting themselves in a good spot.
Taking a look at the Spurs in this series. Guys, how important is the first game of a series?
Very important, Ernie. You learn a lot about yourselves and your opponent. Teams will attack and try to exploit your weaknesses.
And after game one, it's all about how you cover up those weaknesses. Force your opponent to shake up their approach, man.
Yeah, moves and counter moves. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And we're ready to get back into the action here in game one. Let's see what this quarter has in store for us. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
With so much on the line tonight, you have to be impressed with the way he came out and set the tone with his aggression.
Well, the lights are bright in this matchup, and he's had no problem playing up to the moment.
Zohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Outside, the wings are Vassell and Barnes. And it's Paul in at the point. That's the San Antonio 5. Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Vassell, the pass to Barnes. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here is Paul. 13 points in the game. Vassell outside. Wembanyama high post. Easy money for Wembanyama.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
What a throwdown by Vassell. This is why he looks to get to the basket.
Wallace, good.
Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the best shooters during the postseason. Now you look at Hartenstein, a great player, 2nd in the league.
And guys, that shooting percentage of his has been spectacular since the start of the playoffs. He has been completely locked in.
Wasted no time on that one. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the lead up to 7 now for the Thunder.
keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
Pass to Sohan. Oh, Wembanyama, too easy.
Wembanyama barely even has to elevate when he throws it down.
And it's slammed in by Williams.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Vassell against Wallace. Back to Vassell. Drills the three-pointer. Vassell's got 7.
And Vassell's jumper continues to evolve and improve. He's a real threat off the catch.
Gilgeous-Alexander finds Jordan. Here's Hartenstein, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Castle's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Spurs trail by 7. And taken away by Wallace. Paul with the steal. Here's Wembanyama. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Well, after dropping in 2 triples in the first half, he's now matched that mark here in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more of those.
Wembanyama sets a screen for Paul. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Hartenstein finds Gilgeous-Alexander. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the third.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or 2.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
And what do you expect from Vassell? He's an accurate shooter from the perimeter.
It's Dort on the wing, covered by Vassell. Hartenstein with the screen on Vassell. Bucket is good. Dort's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, he's a bit of a microwave. He can heat up instantly, and he's cooking tonight.
Back to Paul. Got a piece of it. Wembanyama down low. Wallace is there, and they pick up 2.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And just when it looked like the third quarter was over, that happens. They pin 3 more onto the lead at the last possible second.
And so it's Oklahoma City with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team.
Let's get about 3 or 4 stops in a row. Let's get something put together.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Taking a look at the Thunder, Dort and Williams up in the forward positions. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Case and Wallace. And it's Hartenstein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Wallace with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, boy, they just jump at it.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander from deep. They get it back. Steps back. Williams in the post, covered by Barnes. That one goes. Count it. Williams has got the lead up to 9 now for the Thunder. Paul against Gilgeous-Alexander. There's the screen to the middle. Here's Bassett. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
That's just textbook. Castle understands when to deliver the ball off that screen. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. Now, Coach challenged him. He said, this goes beyond this game. Show me how much heart you have for the season. Fight until the final buzzer. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And it's Paul with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 9 points. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And that one drops.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Wallace. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Lays it up off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 31 points.
Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
Here's Bassett. A great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists in the game. Gilgeous-Alexander against Paul. Knocks down the 3-ball. Wallace has got the lead back up to 9 now for the Thunder.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He knows every possession is critical now. Both teams will make substitutions. The Spurs have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Wembanyama. Good! The energy from Wembanyama.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Barnes passes to Wembanyama. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
You gotta love seeing Wembanyama get assertive in an important moment.
Sinks the three-pointer.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
A 3 from Wembanyama. In, and his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor, and looking for more. Here's Topic. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
Barnes outside. A minute 42 left to play in the final quarter.
A remarkable defender. Caruso also uses his deceptive vertical to his advantage to come up with blocks.
There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter. 6 to shoot. A 3 from Wembanyama. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code. Hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
2 points. That one goes.
Nice execution by the offense, generating a good look.
the Spurs scoring again.
Well, with his size, Wembanyama is the ideal option in close situations. Wembanyama will get a clean look.
Good work there as it goes.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Pass to Wembanyama. Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Here's Topic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Hartenstein's checked in for Williams. And he is unable to get the second one. And the Spurs with possession. Here's Paul. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
Huge bucket. We've seen Chris do it so many times. CP3 delivering in the clutch. They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the... ball, no needless foul. And no threes.
Time to take over. Paul senses this game is hanging in the balance.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. So we can't get either to fall. A critical possession right here.
Crowd on pins and needles, Kev.
Money! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Can't sink it, and that was an important free throw. It's deflected, and now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he misses the second one as well, so he's 0 for 2 that time.
Yeah, just a golden opportunity that's lost right there. Now, we still got a game.
To tie it up, and it's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hartenstein. And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. What do you think we're going to see here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
No doubt, but they might have to draw up something that the defense isn't expecting.
So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. A pretty good feeling right now for them to be out in front like this in the series.
You know, Kevin, momentum so critical. And you know they'll want to ride this wave into game 2.
It's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed our second round coverage of the NBA Western Conference Playoffs. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.